You know, cables suck. Power cables, the X-Man, my shitty cable internet, they're the bane of my existence, and in my opinion are the major problem with existing VR headsets. They literally tether the technology to our own mediocre reality, and it's the reason I still haven't pulled the trigger and purchased a headset myself, despite my love for virtual reality gaming. You name a headset, and I've used it. PSVR, Oculus Rift, Google Cardboard, Daydream, the Vive. Like ex-lovers, we had a good time for a while, but after many sweaty evenings with them sitting on my face, we went our separate ways. But all of those relationships have led me to what I think could be the one, my first VR purchase, the Oculus Quest. The next generation of Oculus systems are the Oculus Rift S, the successor to the classic PC-powered model, and the Oculus Quest, a wireless, self-contained piece of sexy black magic. It's a headset and these two alien controllers, and that's it. That is everything you need to go full VR. Now, I'm no tech reviewer, and if you're looking for stats on what's inside this thing, I mean, all I could tell you is there's definitely some computer parts, I assume at least 2 screens, and right now, about a litre of my forehead sweat. What I know for certain is that this thing is about as hassle-free an experience I've had with VR. You whack it on and before you know, you're slow dancing with a robot, which is the future we all deserve. After spending about a day with this press kit, I'm more than just a little impressed, and it all comes back to being cable-free. In the past, that slight tug of wires resisting every movement has been all I needed to pull me out of the experience. Cord. Subconsciously limiting my ability to just throw myself into the full body controls. But of course, without those wires, I'm free to just jump around like a proper dickhead. You don't even have the dangle of headphone cables tickling your neck, as the headset has some super impressive simulated surround sound speakers which shoot across your bare ears. To the user, the sound experience is akin to wearing decent headphones. To people nearby, it's like hearing someone playing music out of their phone. But the real leap here is the front-facing cameras, which are reliable and consistent. And being attached directly to the unit, there's no chance of your cat walking up to any external cameras and maliciously knocking them to the floor. Without rear-facing cameras, there has been some concern that the Quest won't be able to detect your hands or controllers if they go past the 180-degree mark. But for all the games I played, I never actually experienced any issues here. And this is maybe the most boring adult thing I've ever said, but I do love that this could sit somewhere in my house neatly. The unit is so compact that it can easily be hidden away in a drawer, and with no setup time outside of turning it on, it's super easy to pull out when friends come over, which personally is the main way I see myself using VR. The WoW experience for me is usually the physics of interacting with objects with my virtual hands, and this stuff does improve with every generation of controls and software ideas that developers implement. I'm not usually fussed about how amazing things look inside a 3D space, but this was the first VR headset I've donned and not immediately noticed some of that fly screening effect. Once focused up, the image is crisp and the games look way better than they have any right to, being powered entirely by the internal workings of this headset.
This is the one I've been searching for.
Because it's not cabled to a PC, the only way for us to capture the video is to screen share to a mobile and then screen record the phone. As you can see, the footage we capture doesn't look crash hot, but I want to stress that it is markedly better in the headset itself. Consequently, the Quest isn't going to be a good pickup for anyone who wants to be a streamer. They've boasted an extensive library of titles at launch, which includes a ton of classics I'm still yet to try out, and coincides with the launch of Vader Immortal, which we actually couldn't capture without putting the camera lens into the headset itself. But it's so good that the Good Game alumni from around the ABC just happened to find their way down to the office to have a crack.
What is going on?
The downside of all this freedom is that big glossy games like Robo Recall do take a big graphical hit. And yeah, it's totally going to turn some people away. But these types of graphically intense VR releases are still few and far between, so I'm okay missing a few titles for this kind of freedom. With each iteration of VR across multiple headsets, I've always managed to find at least 1 or 2 niggles that I could use to convince myself to hold off, be it resolution issues, required PC power, pricing, or just lack of software. Up until now, all of these things have held me back from leaping into this brave new virtual world. But I've got to be honest, after experiencing what it's like to both be plugged in and truly wireless at the same time, this is a Quest I think I'm ready to go on.
Sorry, Goose. We've got to send this back.
Really? Oh, okay. Thanks. Shit, regular reality. Oh wait, green screen. Wow. It's not the same.